Hey, Libra, intuitive soul coach here with your June 2023 bonus reading. Welcome back to my channel if you are returning, and welcome if you are new. These are general readings, so please take what resonates and leave the rest behind. If you are interested in a personal reading or entering into the free monthly reading giveaway, you can find both of those links in the description box below. All right, Libra, I feel like there's going to be change that comes in for you in the month of June quite quickly. I'm getting that energy here intuitively. So quick change. It may take you by surprise, but I feel like it's going to be change for the better. Now, this may have to do with your living environment. This may have to do with your career. I'm also getting spontaneity. Now, we just had a full moon in the sign of Sagittarius. Strawberry moon, that landed on the 3rd or 4th, depending on your location. And that energy ushered in a brand new sense of optimism, adventure, momentum. So some of you could take a spontaneous trip or book some reservations to a new restaurant, or you may be traveling in the month of June, because again, I'm getting spontaneity is the theme for you in the month of June. So we'll take a look and see where this is going. But a lot of you, you're ready to launch, start a new idea, or take your career to the next level, excited about your health, relationships. This adventurous Sagittarian energy is really flowing quite beautifully in your world, Libra. So I'm excited for you here. Now, moons, full moons are all about release, letting go of the old. So whatever had been restricting you or still feels like it's a little bit of a restriction, you're pushing through those insecurities, those fears, and you are moving forward anyway. I'm getting a little bit of the same vibe that Virgo was getting as well, a rebel with a cause, which is interesting. Now, if you have Virgo placements in your chart, or if you're on the cusp of Virgo, you may want to check that reading out as well. But I do feel here for a lot of you Librans, it's almost like you are breaking out of the cage. So it wouldn't surprise me to see the Chariot energy, maybe even the Judgment, because there is a brand new beginning or even a second chance available to some of you Librans out there. I also sense here that if you've been in hermit mode, or if you felt like you were doing something solo, or you felt a little bit maybe lonely or withdrawn, there's communication, there's soul tribe, there's people coming into your world in the month of June. So let's take a look and see what we have here. Now you have Cancerian energy in Taurus, you have Virgo in Taurus, you have Virgo in Aries, and you have Libra. Here you are. This is your overall energy here. So you're showing up for yourself. This is about you knowing that you're loved. And it comes from, first and foremost, that place of unconditional love for self. So a lot of you Librans have been focusing on self-care, self-love, doing things that are important to your heart, your soul, your body, your mind. So this is really powerful. I'm getting here flavorful as well. So some of you are tapping into the different flavors available around you. Now that doesn't necessarily mean taste buds, right? It could be the different flavors of a business, or some of you are reaching out and just trying new things, new flavors. So I like this energy, Libra. Let's dive in and we'll take a look and see what's coming in. We'll clarify and we'll wrap up your reading with either a crystal message or a message from the wisdom of the oracle. So right away, this Cancerian energy is water. So this can be emotions. It may have to do with some fears. I feel Virgo got the same card as well, but this is false evidence appearing real, right? Illusions. Most of the time, fears are just illusions, right? We fear, we're going to start with spiders, right? We fear spiders at times because they're small and they're creepy and they're crawly and they go fast and we can't quite see them. We fear the unknown at times. Some of you may love spiders. That was just an example. But I do feel here that whatever those fears are or illusions are for you, you may be tackling them head first this month. I'm also getting a little bit of risk and a little bit of adventure. So you may even be going skydiving. That could be a bucket list item for some of you. You could be taking a risk in your business. Some of you are really listening to your body and you're doing something that may take a lot of momentum, but you have the momentum to stay consistent with this goal that you have, where in the past, maybe you let it go too quickly, or maybe you gave up before the finish line. There's something you may be revisiting, because I am getting that judgment energy of second chance, Libra. There could be something you're revisiting, but you're doing in a different way, or you're staying consistent because there is this new motivation, right? That Sagittarian moon brought in a new sense of motivation and optimism for you to move forward in your world. So whatever these fears are, which we will clarify for you, you're releasing or you're plunging through. I also get some of you maybe traveling to a new place or eating out at a new restaurant that you've never been to before. Okay, I know that kind of just came in, but there's some sort of new excitement. It could even be going on a first date, or if you are in a partnership or a relationship, you could be starting a new hobby together, or you could be visiting a new place for the first time together. What else do we have here? Taurian energy, releasing control. And again, Virgo, I believe, had the same exact card. So there's something going on there. You may want to check out where Virgo is in your chart, because that could help you out this month as well. Control, control, control. We hear that word a lot. Now, the only thing that we can control within our own energy is our own energy, right? How we respond, how we react. We can control what is within us. We cannot control external situations. We can only deal with, how we respond to them. So some of us, because Libra, you may have grown up in a very tumultuous dynamic within family, right? Your childhood may have been very rocky. It could have been where you moved around a lot for some of you. And so as an adult, we tend to take on that energy as control, because if things are out of control in our world when we're younger, it can manifest in adult life as wanting to feel more prepared, right? It could be that you are a major researcher. You're that Page of Swords, right? The private investigator. You have to research the ins and outs. You may overthink, overanalyze. You may even have obsessive compulsive disorder, right? You may have certain things that really need to be highly focused on. And that can even be your children at times if you have them. It can be relationships. It can be the dynamics or environment around you. But what is happening for you this month is there's an internal shift that you've been healing and you've been working on, that's going to start to finally flow out into your outer world, Libra, where there's more flow instead of resistance. Because when we are held up in this energy of control, it actually pushes away or resists at times what our soul really longs for. So there's more flow for you versus resistance. And if you Librans have been feeling that resistance, well, get ready for a breakthrough, because there's some really beautiful things coming in here for you. Now we have Virgo energy, assess the situation. This is about you taking a look at the big picture. Now June 18th is the new moon in your fellow air sign, Gemini. So this is a time for you, Libra, to not only see things from both sides of a situation, but also the higher point of view. So if you felt stuck on just one clear path forward, or you weren't able to have clarity around a situation, an energy, a relationship, or around career, whatever this may be for you, I feel like there's more clarity coming in, and you're going to be able to see different resources, different perspectives, and it's going to allow you to take that next step forward. I also sense that some of you may be doing some major reflection, reevaluating, but there is a plunge. I keep getting that word plunge, plunging forward. And usually when you take a plunge, right, I think of sometimes the polar plunge. It can feel icy, right? If you go into icy waters, you take the plunge. Now, some of you may be saying, Melissa, why the heck would you do that, right? But it can be reinvigorating, and it can bring in this new energy and this empowerment. And that's what you have showing up here with this Taurian energy. It says, be proud of yourself. So whatever it is that you are plunging into, yes, it may feel emotionally like icy waters because you're not quite sure how it's going to turn out, and it could be a complete shock for some of you Librans, but I do feel like you're going to come up from this feeling invigorating, feeling proud of yourself. Some of you have already went through maybe a tower moment, You may have already went through some deep things. Some of you feel like you're in the icy waters at this time. For others of you, you've made your way out. It doesn't matter. It's different levels, different energies here. But the overall energy is being proud of all that you've done, all that you've accomplished here on earth, right? We have this divine blueprint. We come here on earth to evolve and to learn and to grow, but most importantly, to experience, to have the human experience. That can be challenging and it can bring in a lot of joy. It's that roller coaster, the ups and downs, the ebbs and flows. And I feel for you, Libra, the month of June is going to bring a lot more flow. So be proud of yourself. I'm getting the sun energy as well, so it wouldn't surprise me to see the sun showing up here in your reading. Maybe even that chariot. I'm getting magician, high priestess. I'm getting a lot of major arcanas for you and a lot of the better major arcanas. I also feel 3 of cups, celebrations, could be a new home, new relationship, 4 of wands. What else do we have here, Spirit? I'm also getting 6 and 8 of pentacles, so we'll clarify here in a moment. Now you have this Virgo energy that also says attend to the details, attending to the details, assessing the situation, because once you get out of quote, quote, icy waters or the shock, the initial shock, but I feel like it's going to be invigorating. It's going to be something exciting, but it may surprise you because maybe you've wanted to manifest it forever. And as I said, surprise, I seen 1111 on the clock. So some of you, this is soul purpose, soul mission. It is manifesting what you've been wanting, goals, dreams, desires. And now that it's manifesting into the physical realm, right, then we have to tend to the details. So let's say you've been wanting a new job, and now that it's here and available to you, then you got to get to the grindstone, put your nose to the grindstone and, get to work here. Maybe it's packing, maybe it's moving, relocating, signing up for an online course. So there is a preparation period here, Libra, but if anyone can do it, it's you, because you're able to keep those scales in check, in balance. And so there could be some details. If you're booking a trip, you may be taking a look at, costs, expenses, Airbnbs, flights, insurance, travel arrangements, things like that as well. But it is exciting. I do get this quick moving energy as well. So something could be offered quite quickly. It's almost as in a snap of the fingers, boom, here it is. I'm also feeling as well that there could be an event, a countdown. Now, I don't know if this is maybe this has been coming up a lot, and it's no surprise because June could be a big month for a lot of people for graduation, celebrations, marriages, things like that. But I'm getting like a final countdown. And isn't that a song too? The final countdown. Please take that as it resonates. All right. What else do we have here? Your final energy towards mid to end of June here, and that makes sense because we do have that June 18th new moon, and there may be an intense energy building from that full moon on the 3rd all the way to the 18th, that new moon in Gemini. You're going to go for it. This Aries energy is pushing you, and Aries is your opposite. So you're getting a little bit of help from your polar opposite sign here, Aries. And this is saying, go for it, Libra. No more sitting on the edge, dabbing in your toes into the icy waters, right? Because then what we do is the mind can talk us out, right? So imagine yourself sitting at the edge of maybe a dock, and it's really, really cold, and you don't want to jump quite in because it's going to be a shock, right? So what you do is you just dabble your toes into the cold waters, and then your mind starts to say, well, that's too cold, it's going to be really cold, and then we tell ourselves that possibly it's going to be colder than what it really is, or we say, well, maybe we'll do this a different time. We tend to chicken out, right, or back out. Not you, Libra, not this month, because you're going for it. So I feel like you're not even going to dip your toes in. You're plunging, right? You're not even going to the edge of the dock and diving in. I feel like there's a full speed, a full run, and it may have started, the catalyst may have been that full moon, full strawberry moon in Sagittarius, right? Adventurous, spontaneity. So you're running over the edge of the dock and boom, you're plunging in, and then you're coming up feeling invigorating, feeling proud of yourself. So whatever it is that you're diving into, boy, oh boy, this is going to be great for you, Libra. And then of course your energy with knowing that you're loved, you're supported, there's people around you. Most importantly, you are your own best friend. Libra, this is about you loving yourself, the good, the bad, the ugly, the failures, the successes, the setbacks, the struggles, right? It is accepting that maybe there's been people that haven't been nice. Maybe you haven't been nice, but you've grown and you've learned and you've lived, right? So it's in accepting the human experience for what it is and knowing that you can choose to be and do better moving forward. So I feel like there's this just big heart acceptance for you in the month here of June. So I love it. Let's dive in and clarify. All right, let's dive in and clarify. Okay, thank you, Spirit. I'm getting here, I mean, this is a very common last name, but it could certainly be a street as well. Some of you, this could be a street, or maybe it's the end of a name as well, because I feel like there's something additional. It's not just this name. The name I'm getting is Miller, M-I-L-L-E-R, or it could even be Muller, M-U-E-L-L-E-R, Mueller or Miller. But I feel that for some of you, that may resonate on its own, but I do feel like it's added on to something. Okay, so again, it could be a street, maybe it's the end of a last name or beginning. Please take that as it resonates. Okay, let's see here. What do we have to clarify this Cancerian energy of letting fears dissolve? How does Libra let those fears dissolve? What are those fears? All right. Whoa, it landed right on there. What are these fears? Seven of Swords. Well, heck, Libra, this is a fear that a lot of people have, right? We don't want to be betrayed. We don't want to be heartbroken, left behind. Seven of Swords can be survival of the fittest, right? Doing what we need to do to just survive here on earth. We don't want to feel like we have to look behind our backs at every given moment. We don't want to feel unsafe. And that's kind of what's happening here. He has his protection, his knife in one hand, and he's ready at all times, but he's in constant fight or flight. Libra, we don't want to be in constant fight or flight. That used to be reserved in the olden days for when we would come across a ginormous animal, right? Or if there was an ambush or an attack, or for the men that went to war. But what's happened over time is the adrenals get fatigued because we're in a constant state of fight or flight. And so for some of you, because there's been some trauma, there's been some betrayal, there's been some disappointment, it's created fears. It's created illusions that don't even exist, right? Fear, false evidence appearing real. So if some of you have been hurt, betrayed, maybe stabbed in the back, Seven of Swords can be that energy of lying, self-preservation, spying, sneaking, not wanting to be heard. It can be selfishness. It can be trying to get away with something, dishonesty, right? Caught in the act. No, we don't want any of that, because something of that nature may have happened in the past, or some of you need to shut off the news, right? You may be seeing so much of this that it can hold you hostage in lockdown, hindering you taking that plunge, right? Maybe you want to move someplace, but maybe the crime rate is out of the roof, right? And you're afraid for your safety. Of course, some of these fears, it's important to do your due diligence, do your research, which you will, Libra, because you have attend to the details and assess the situation. Now, some of you, you're moving past that, and you actually may have made a physical change or move to feel more safe and secure, right? So Seven of Swords can be very real to us. But if this is something that you cannot resolve internally, which I feel like we can, there's always things that we can resolve internally, but I feel like some of you had to move on from this, whatever it was physically. I feel like there was physical movement on, but it may still be lingering in your energy field. So how do you get rid of it? Being truthful to yourself, right? Honesty. What is it that your soul really needs? If you get truthful and honest with what it is that you're feeling, maybe it is a deep conversation that you need to have with a loved one who may be feeling a little bit shady, but it could be a trigger. And after you have a conversation, maybe they help you ease some of those fears that you have. Or maybe it's your intuition telling you, pay attention to those red flags. For others of you, maybe you don't feel safe, or you feel like you have to watch your back, right? Speak out to a professional, someone who can help you feel more secure, right? All right, let's take a look here. Taurian energy, control. What do we have here for control? Some of you, this could be you controlling things, or you feel controlled by external governing agencies or someone outside of your immediate self, right? This can be the matrix. We'll call it the matrix. So Libra, some of us, we feel, how do we get out of this? When you remember that this game of life is what we're going to call it, is what do you want to decide? Think of the game Super Mario Brothers or Pac-Man, maybe one of your favorite games growing up. Remember when you would plug in that controller and you'd pick the game that you wanted to play, and then you'd go in there and you'd pick, okay, 1 or 2 players, and then what character do you want to be? That's, the matrix, the game of life. And that's kind of in short terms here, that's what we do here on Earth. So remember that you're playing this game and you can choose when to jump, which level you want to go to, which land, what it is that you want to achieve, right? Which mushroom you want to get, or if you want superpowers to be able to run through anything. One of my favorites was Sonic, right? So what do you want to do? What do you want to explore? Sonic wasn't afraid, right? He didn't just stay in one spot because there's some spikes coming in, right? He explored it all. And I feel like that's what you're doing here, is you're wanting to release control so you can explore, adventure, travel, stay optimistic. So whatever game that you like or you resonate with, imagine yourself entering into this matrix we call Earth. What do you want to explore? What new lands do you want to discover? Because it's calling, it's awakening here for you. 10 of Pentacles, beautiful. I love this. So it may be some family ties. Some of you have struggled with family. I mean, who hasn't, right? But the 10 of Pentacles, when this shows up, this is a powerful card for healing some family drama. It can be releasing some trauma that has to do with childhood, maybe forgiveness of a father, an absent mother, an alcoholic uncle, whoever this may have been, right? Some of you didn't get the love that you required and needed, and we talked about that a little bit earlier in your reading, but that doesn't mean that you can't have this 10 of Pentacles for yourself, that happily ever after, whatever that looks like. But remember, Libra, even in fairy tales, there's always some sort of bad guy or challenge or something that's threatening the energy of the main character, right? It's part of life, even in the fairy tales. Now, this is you being able to choose a new ending is kind of what I feel here. I'm getting choosing a new ending, and you're able to do so when you release this control and just allow your soul to live out what your soul wanted to experience, instead of feeling like we have this control over here, because control comes from a place of ego, and ego, yes, there can be healthy ego, but sometimes that ego can be based on conditions that we've went through here on life, the experiences that we went through, and we tend to live more in the ego than we do in the intuition. And when you live, Libra, in that intuition, in that soul energy, you're able to live out the experiences that you've wanted with more flow versus more resistance. So 10 of Pentacles here. Okay, some of you want to attract your soul tribe, right? You want to attract loving partnerships based on loyalty, trust, dependability. For others of you, this is about leaving a legacy behind within your career. It is about you being able to let things flow and let things come to you instead of obsessing and chasing so damn hard that you're exhausting all of your energy and you just want to give up, right? That's resistance. This is about going with the flow more. And if you struggle with that, seek a professional, seek a coach, book a session, right? Because that can be challenging, and it can be a lifetime's worth of work sometimes. Now, some of you don't want to hear that. You don't want to say, well, here, Melissa, I don't want to do this for a whole lifetime. It's up to us, right? It's up to us how fast we want to integrate certain lessons. And sometimes additional help, resources, spiritual guidance, connecting to higher self. That's why spiritual practices and toolbox energy come into play here. So you being able to meditate and go inward can help you through some of those challenges, also known sometimes as shadow work. So I do feel like once you release control, hello Libra, there's the ending that you want. All right, that aligns with your soul, we should say. Whatever your soul path is, that's what you can manifest. Now, we have this Virgo energy and this Taurus energy. Assess the situation. What is it that we're assessing here? There you are. I mean, Gemini, but it's fellow air sign. Now we have that again, June 18th. Circle it on the calendar. Powerful day. June 11th is another powerful day. There's a lot of planetary shifts and alignments happening, but that Sagittarian moon, again, this is an optimistic month for adventure, spontaneity, change. So Libra, there's going to be change coming in here, and it starts with you. Internal change is going to flow in your outer world, and you're going to see the physical world starting to change before your eyes. And it may come as a shock, but it shouldn't, because you're aligning with it. But the King of Swords is Gemini energy, and he does pay attention to details. He's very detail oriented. Sometimes too much, right? Sometimes he can be very, very logical, but I do feel like you are balancing the heart, right? Because you have the heart showing up here with knowing you're loved, but I do feel like you're going to do your research. You are that king and that queen, right? Whatever your sex is, if you're female or male, it does not matter. But this King of Swords energy, he is intelligent. He's very wise, very experienced, and he'll share his knowledge. So Libra, whatever it is that you've gained, the knowledge, I feel like this is time for you to teach it. Okay? So whether it is in the traditional sense of teaching, maybe as a professor, going back to school, spiritual teaching, coaching, mentoring for others of you, I feel like this is teaching your children or teaching others around you, even friendships. In order to grow and evolve and attract, I feel like you are inspirational. Other people are looking up to you at this time, and there's something you are putting out into the world, and it could be some talents that maybe you are second guessing, right? Maybe it's your own intuition. Even though this is more logical, I feel like you're blending that heart and that head, and that's where the miracles happen. The King of Swords is powerful. He is not interested in games, right? Which is kind of ironic because we're talking about a game here. So some of you, if that's too woo-woo, thinking about the matrix and thinking about manifestation, which I don't feel like it is for you, otherwise you probably wouldn't be here listening. But sometimes we get too much in our head, and we try to put all the pieces together instead of, we're going to go back to that game analogy of Sonic or Mario Brothers, right? We're going to go back to that where all you need to do is just pick a level. But we think so hard and think so long that we could be sitting there for hours, days, years, decades, deciding which game we want to play. And it doesn't mean that one level or another is better, right? It's all part of the overall energy of the game, but we tend to overanalyze and overthink things. So if you do that, it's time to get out of your own head and kind of drop down a little bit more to that heart center. Know you're loved, trust your intuition, and shake up that routine, because the King of Swords can be very routine, very strict, very military. So if you've been too hard on yourself or you need to shake up that routine, this is the month to do it. All right. Be proud of yourself. Let's take a look at some of those accomplishments. Let's toot your horn here, Libra, not in an egotistical way, but in a just feeling good about your accomplishments, your successes, even feeling good about you getting through some of those challenges, right? How about that? We don't see that often enough. What are you? Oh, they're saying one more. Okay. What do we have here for Libra? Okay, thank you. They're also giving me here the name Susie. It could be Suzanne or Suzette. Please take that as it resonates. Possibly grandmother. It could be a middle name, maybe a granddaughter's name. All right, what do we have here? Temperance. Oh, Libra, your favorite word, right? Temperance. This is moderation. It is patience, right? The temperance is about extreme self-control. Pat yourself on the back, Libra, because some of you really need to hear this. We're going to dive in for just a moment. So grab your tea, grab your beverage, sit back with a banana. I don't know why a banana. Someone eating a banana? That's interesting. Okay, the temperance energy is about you being able to control some of those urges, right? And it sounds ironic because, again, rebel with the cause, same energy as Virgo. Some of you may have held yourself back, but I'm getting here finding that flow, finding that balance, knowing when to dip your toes in and knowing when to take the plunge, and finding that energy and that balance within. When the temperance shows up, be proud of yourself for being as patient as you have been, even though you've lost your cool, you've lost your patience, you've lost your damn mind sometimes, right? We all do. But the temperance card is about being able to moderate. So there's something here that you have mastered when it comes to compromise, self-control, blending some energies together here, because you've dealt with extremes, right? You have dealt with extremes. Some of you have dealt with people with tempers. Whoo! This could be a father, this could be a brother, this could be a mother, this could be yourself, right? Some of those tempers tended to feel bipolar at times, and maybe it really is, right? But this is about learning to be patient, calm, cool, and collected with yourself and with those around you. And that may be where that control piece comes in. You have Page of Cups. So kudos to you, Libra, for following your dreams and sticking with them at times, or at least not forgetting about them. Even if you didn't stick with them, maybe you weren't consistent, but the Page of Cups, they wear their heart on their sleeve. I mean, Libra, you are ruled by Venus. Even if you're single, you still love 100% what you do. If you're planting those herbs, you're going to love those herbs, right? If you're making a delicious spaghetti dinner, you're going to love eating that spaghetti dinner. So when this Page of Cups shows up, there could be something emotional that really gets your heart going, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a job, whether it's yourself, a passion, humanitarianism. This can be about you opening yourself up to invite something that feels far off in the distance, right? Like when pigs fly, that'll never happen. But you have this month a new energy that says, yes, I'm going to make this happen because I'm Libra, right? Because you got this. So be proud of yourself for chasing those dreams. Stay patient with yourself. I'm also getting here consistency, and that's something everyone can work on, Libra. But I feel like it is something that maybe you've wanted to master here on Earth. And it could be something that you struggle with at times. Some of you are, at this tier of mastering patience, and some of you are up here at it. We grow and evolve in different levels, but I feel it's important for you to trust your heart and not give up on those dreams, no matter how many times it takes you to go back, to temper, or to negotiate, to compromise, to find that balance. You have what it takes here, Libra. All right, let's take a look and see what it is you're going for. What's this all about here? What is Libra going for? What do we have for Libra? Oh, there you are. Hot off the press here. You're going for it. You're feeling empowered, Libra. Justice. There you are. Some of you, you may have had, this can be the energy of karma, but I feel like a lot of you Librans, you're very beautiful. You're very kind. You want to inspire others. Others inspire you. You may be very poetic. You may want to enjoy the luxuries, the finer things in life. But the experiences for you, Libra, are the most important, right? It's the experiences and those memories that you make. Of course, the rest is wonderful, but you have to feel that deeply, and it has to resonate on a soul level. So some of you, when you have this Justice card show up, this is balance. This is karma. This is what you put out there, you get back in return. That is the law of karma, right? So I do feel here that if there was any inequality or unjust things that happened, or mistruths, right, with that Seven of Swords, this is about you bringing that energy back into balance for yourself first and foremost. There's that Judgment. I'm loving that this came up for you as well. And again, I think Virgo got Judgment. So we're gonna some of you have Virgo, I feel, as ascending or a rising sign as well, or you are on that cusp. But we have the Judgment card. It's changing your life for the better. You have a second chance here, a second chance to follow your heart. See, you go from the Page of Cups here to the Knight of Cups. There's movement here. That's that inspired action, Libra, to get out of your own damn way. Eight of Swords. Sometimes we are our own worst critic, our own worst enemy. We replay things in our head. We tell ourselves stories that do not exist. Look at her. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Who's the truest, the fairest of them all? You may have told yourself that it wasn't you, right? Maybe it's not. But it is. What if it is, right? Maybe you felt like it wasn't, but if you change that trajectory, change that story, choose a new level in that game, right? Because that's what it is. It's a matrix. It's a game. Get out of your own way. Get out of your own head. Chase those dreams. Take that plunge. Don't let your mind tell you that dipping your toes in, it's going to be too cold, it's going to be too hard, you can't do it, you're going to fail, right? You're never going to find love, you're not good enough. That's not true, Libra. Eight of Swords. You can be the fairest of them all, not in an egotistical way, but be proud of yourself and own it. Own your skills, your gifts, your talents, what it is that you're good for. Own the good and the bad. Own and take accountability, Libra. And this is going to set you free, and it's going to bring in the second chance, judgment. Whew. All right. We could go on and on. We're going to get one last card for you, Libra, from the Crystal Spirits, Colette Baron Reed, one of my personal faves. I'll meet her someday. Absolutely, without a doubt. The Crystal Spirit, let's see what's showing up for you, Libra. What do we have for Libra? Which crystal, gemstone, mineral, or fossil can Libra use the energy of in the month of June? Celestite, beautiful Celestite energy. And I actually, take a look at this. I always feel like this is a puzzle piece. So look at that. Almost to a T, Libra. Boom. So the puzzle pieces are fitting together. Yes, this is Celestite. Yes, it fits beautifully. So I feel like that is confirmation for you that something is getting put together that may have been difficult, because the 15 is, it can be devil energy, right? 15 in tarot. But this is connecting to the angelic realm. It is your divine energy, clearing channels for communication with your guides and the universe. Each of us is a unique expression of the conscious universe, whose endless imagination is also expressed through guides and angels. Did you know that these entities are eager to help you find balance and align yourself with the universe so that you experience all that you deserve? Celestite Spirit is here to let you know that you are always connected with magical beings from the angelic realms, beings that are especially gifted at showing us what the eyes don't always see. Your message today is to be open to the guides and angels all around you, above you, and below you. They are loving and supporting you in finding your purpose and feeling joy, love, and hope no matter what your outer conditions. You have all you need, and you are always accompanied by these entities who are devoted to bringing love and healing to all of us when we are feeling alone and weak. Today, connect with the angelic realm by calling upon these loving guides to light the path for you and help you become conscious of the unconscious gifts that are here for you now and always will be. Beautiful clarifier of your overall energy. Libra, know you are loved, and you have that showing up here with Celestite Spirit. Beautiful. Okay. That is what I have for you. Also, I do want to mention, and I just seen it, they're highlighting it in my mind's eye as I look at this guidebook. When it comes to maybe relationships or any area of your life, it says they are completely dedicated to being that perfect friend, teacher, or healer. So we talked about maybe bringing in a professional. So some of you, this is your sign. Maybe you are a teacher, friend, or healer. And it says, and will do all that they can to connect you to people with gifts for you. So if you are watching this, there's no such thing as coincidence, right? Either you are attracting that or you are that energy, and it's time for you to either be the student or the teacher. And I do feel here that there's going to be new people coming into your life, strangers and newcomers. It does say that here. They will operate through people. Sometimes the angels and guides bring us that energy through people, strangers and newcomers. So if you have been isolating yourself, Libra, break out of that. Pay attention to those beings sent your way by the beings who know just who can help you. Enhance your relationships with your guides and your angels by reaching out to them with prayer. And wasn't it your energies? There was prayer position. Someone was sitting in a prayer position. I thought that was coming in. Your intuition is trying to get your attention at this time. So it's time for you to listen. So whatever it is that you're being asked to take that leap into, you must be open to receiving that guidance, receiving that download, because again, you have here this Aries energy of going for it, going all the way, going big or going home, right? That's what I have for you, Libra. I hope it resonates. If so, please feel free to hit that thumbs up button. It certainly does help get the divine channeled messages out there to those that need it most. If you are vibing with the energy of this channel and you haven't already, please feel free to hit that subscribe and bell button so you don't miss future notifications. Thank you so much for being here, Libra. Lots of love.